I mentioned a little bit earlier that I was got to sit down and watch some football this weekend. That was great. Loved it. By the way, I told y'all, don't sleep on the Detroit Lions this year. I told you. Anyway, one of the things that did come up in play, though, out of nowhere, very surprisingly, was the first teaser, and it truly is a teaser, a 30-second teaser, for Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom. It is out there now. We've had questions come in recently. Remember people asking, John, Aquaman's coming out in 4 months. When do you think we're going to see the first trailers? I said probably within the next 3 weeks, we're going to see the first trailers. And sure enough, we got the first teaser. Now, the first teaser is very much a trailer to the trailer, because even the teaser starts with, in 4 days, the full trailer. We are literally playing trailers to trailers. Still, it was a full 30-second thing. Gave us our first glimpse of some of the visuals in the film. We also got a good bit of Black Manta saying, I'm going to destroy Aquaman and everything that he loves and all that kind of stuff, right? Some clashing, some visual effects. I'm going to tell you what, for a 30-second drop in the bucket tease, I thought it looked like a lot of fun. I really did. I thought it looked like a lot of fun. And we've been hearing a lot of nightmare things about the movie and its production, everything else, and the death of the DCU and the terrible state the DCU is in. But all that aside, I still think this looks like a lot of fun, and I'm very excited to see the trailer. But it got me wondering, even if everybody agrees with me the trailer looks good, does anybody care? Because we've talked a lot lately about the DCEU of the last 5 years, the last 7 movies, none of them have made over $400. And a couple of those movies have been really damn good. I mean, I still contend, I don't care what anybody else says. Flash was a really great movie, but it blew it. It fell on its face at the box office. Couldn't even make $300 million. Totally flopped on its face. Blue Beetle is quite an entertaining little film. I like Blue Beetle. It just crossed $100 million. It's not even going to get to $200 million. I mean, that's just the state. So I got to wonder, is anybody going to go see Aquaman 2? I just don't know. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Vessi. Now, like me, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of Vessi, the shoe that claims to be incredibly comfortable and waterproof on top of that. Well, these claims are really interesting to me because as a Canadian who walked around in a lot of snow, and as somebody who likes to go camping and hiking with his wife on the weekends, there's nothing more uncomfortable and horrible than walking around in wet feet. So after receiving my first pair of Vessis and noticing how incredibly good looking the shoes are and how mind-boggling comfortable and flexible they are, the first thing I did was I took them into the backyard to put it to the supreme waterproof test and dipped my feet in my pool. Guys, my feet were bone dry, and like 20 seconds after having them in the pool and I touched them, the shoes themselves were also bone dry. Guys, seriously, these shoes are stupidly comfortable, they look great, and they absolutely lived up to the claim of being waterproof and keeping my feet dry. I absolutely love my Vessi shoes. So guys, if you want shoes that are good looking, are ridiculously comfortable, and on top of all that waterproof, you need to head to vessi.com/Campea and get yourselves a pair today. Go to vessi.com/Campea and get shoes for your best summer yet. So Rob, I got 2 questions for you. My first question is, as somebody who loved the first Aquaman movie, what did you think of this teaser? And then number 2, regardless of how good the teaser is or the trailer that comes, is anybody still interested in seeing a DC project at this point before the thing gets rebooted in 2025? What do you think?
Well, a lot of the online fan press would say that the state of the DC universe would have something to do with audience anticipation. But the first Aquaman was one of Warner Brothers' most successful films of all time. Right up there.
The only DCU film to make over $1 billion.
Made $1 billion. I mean, it was a big hit. I loved it. It harked back to watching Ray Harryhausen movies when I was a little kid. I've talked a lot about how I enjoyed it. I saw it with you. You and I went together when we first saw it. I'm really excited about this movie. I know that it's had we've heard all kinds of things about its test screenings, and it was supposed to come out a year ago.
Yeah.
They've had a year to fix it or whatever, if it needs fixing or whatever. Movies are obviously iterative. I mean, come on, dude, look at that. I want that. I'm so into this movie. I am rooting for it, John. I love James Wan. The man is the franchise king. Saw, Insidious, the Conjuring universe, all James Wan. And he comes out and he worked in Fast and Furious, made $1.5 billion there, made $1 billion with Aquaman. So I'm hoping that this film turns out to be great. It looks like it's a lot of fun. I hope that we don't have to say that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom euphemistically is really talking about the entire DCEU being a lost kingdom. I hope that's not the case. I really do. I want this movie to be good. I, for one, am excited about it.
You know, and beyond James Wan, I just love Jason Momoa.
I do too.
And after, like, he was the one shining thing in that terrible Fast X movie. He was, every moment he's on screen, and I'm like, this is infinitely watchable. He's great. I love him. I love seeing this kind of success. Although it does bring up the question again. Remember, a number of months ago, maybe 5 months ago, he put up that post on social media, a video of himself on Warner Brothers lot, filming himself on his camera, walking and goes, guys, I just had the meeting of a lifetime. It's like, whoa, yeah. I can't wait to tell you guys about what I'm doing and what's coming. A lot of us assume he's going to be Lobo, but clearly he's got his next DC character that he's going to play. And I don't think any of us think it's going to be Aquaman moving forward. So it's going to be interesting to see what that is. This is not just the closing chapter on Aquaman, but the closing chapter of the DCEU, the final thing to play before James Wan reboots it in 2025 with Superman Legacy. We'll see how that all goes.
You know what? It's opening up in between. We got sorry, I lost it. It's Wonka and The Color Purple.
Yep.
Yep. It's a packed
sandwich in
month.
between there. You know, if this teaser came out when this movie came out when it originally supposed to come out with Avatar 2, like going up against Avatar
Another
2,
water movie.
if they showed this teaser, I would have still been excited because it's different. It's like the colors that he uses. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, it has this very visually unique style. I'm excited for the movie too. I'm looking forward to, obviously, Thursday, the trailer drops. We'll talk more about it then. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.